first in the world to receive the Fisker Ocean 1. And I'm not a professional car reviewer, but I have been driving the Tesla Model Y Performance for a while. So in this small review here, I'm going to compare those two cars, and bear in mind that I'm no professional reviewer, so I'm going to take it away. So a quick tour around the car, and also some early thoughts on my experience with the car so far. So first of all, since I've been driving the Tesla Model Y Performance opposite ride, I'm comparing the car a lot to that car. And I think what I'm going to tell you the first is that when it comes to the comfort, the suspension, and also the noise in the Fisker Ocean 1, I actually think it performs better than the Tesla Model Y Performance on those parameters. When it comes to the software, there's been a lot of stories and theories around the software, but my impression is that it's more mature than I actually were afraid of. It wasn't right. So I'm positively surprised with the software in the car as well. But I'll get back to the menu because obviously, right, I think Tesla is further ahead here. But in the time that the Fisker has had, I think they come fairly far with the software. So that is a compliment as well. We just take you through the car. You have the charging port here, and then you have obviously the door handles here. And I saw some people writing about that the door handles weren't in good quality, but that's not the impression that I have. Actually, when I pull here, it opens up, and it's pretty sturdy. The quality here, you cannot wriggle it in any way here. At least you need to put a lot of force in to do that. Then you have the interior here of the car. I'm not even moving the paper in the bottom of the car. So here it is. Then we have the back seats as well. And bear in mind, it's a bit dark in the parking basement I'm in right now. But this one here has pretty good room. I think compared to the Tesla Model Y, actually it's very similar to the size you have in the back. One thing when I compare it to the Tesla Model Y that it doesn't have is the electrical. There's some buttons down here which you cannot see in the dark, but I can actually adjust the seats here. You can hear them drive up and down here. When it comes to storage of the car, the storage space and so on, the Fisker is having less storage room compared to the Model Y. There's no front, and the trunk here is 470 liters, whereas the Tesla Model Y has, I think, 860 in the back and 100 something in the front. So you'll get more storage room in the Model Y Performance. Yeah, so if I just open up the door over here, I can just show you a bit of the interior. So this is the steering wheel, and you have over here, you can just whether you want to go right now into the parking. Here you have, if you want to go back, forward, right, you're going to do, you can see you have rear, you have park and the drive here as well. There's a lot of the self-driving features or the driving support features that will come on later, right? But when it comes to the cruise control, that one actually already works. Then we have this here, which is, you know, if I want to speak and say command, that doesn't work yet. Over here, I can adjust the different drive modes. And I think the hyper, even though this one is called fun, I think the hyper is the best one, the most fun one we got. So when we talk about the infotainment system and also the system in general here, obviously, right, the Tesla Model Y is faster when it comes to when I press the different buttons. This is, you know, It's not that slow, at least when it's the buttons down here, but the GPS one is a bit slower compared to the other ones. But here you can press the different addresses. I think at the later stage you might be able to speak in through the voice command system, but that is not activated as I understood for now. These are not figured out if it's activated or not. Then you can press in the address, and the fun part is here that when you press in an address, let me just try to press one in here. If you can find that one. There we go. This was actually the shopping mall I wanted to find. Then it finds the route. It tells how much percentage of power there's left. And obviously, right, this is faster on the Tesla Model Y. The remaining of the menus, I think they're actually fairly fast when you press that down. I don't have my context over in here. Odometer, charge, here, odometer. So it's fairly effective system here. Then you have this is electronic, just like on the Tesla, which is cool. Then you have the speed of the fans. You can turn up and down here. Also works real well. The temperature over here. Then you have the heated seats here as well. And there's a lot of things you can adjust in the car, just like audio, connectivity, telephone, lighting, safety, and so forth. We'll get back to that later. Okay guys, now I'm just putting it in rear mode driving. And here you can see you got the camera up here. And I can choose between the different cameras if we want to change that. And also down here I have the GPS available while driving. So when it comes to the camera, there are different options here you can choose from. So here you can press and see the rear camera. You can also see from the side. I think there'll be a 360 camera view at a later stage. Then you can also press up here. You can see the cameras you have on the side of the car here. Then you can also enter the front camera, which I find good for parking in the parking basement where I live. Yeah, so I know there's been a lot of questions and a bit of concern around the sunroof. So due to the stripes in the sunroof here, is that going to annoy the driver or the passengers? And here I can just say they have, since you've seen it, they have tinted this out. So, and actually in an extent where I don't think it at all annoys either the driver or the passengers in the car. So that's a really good job. And the camera doesn't really show how much they actually have done here. So I think this is a really, really good job they have done here. You can open the sunroof from this button here, and actually this is also a bit of a first time for me. I know when I pull this one down, I'm going to go into California mode, where it just drives down, pulls down all the windows. I mentioned before that there were no 3D surround camera, but actually there is a 3D surround camera, and it actually already works. So that's pretty cool. I didn't expect that to be available already. So just for you to see the graphics here, I'm just going to turn on the car here and the light. And you can see on the sides, you have this as well, lighting up. And also the door handles are actually lighting up as well. And then you have the lights here in the back, which also are lighting up. And just to see that graphic. There we go. Pretty cool. So the big question here at the end of the video is, should you choose the Tesla Model Y Performance or should you choose the Fisker Ocean one? And let me just begin with the Tesla Model Y Performance, the reasons why you choose that one, because it really depends what your needs are, the answer I'm going to give you. But it says Model Y, you should choose that one if the UI, UX experience is really important to you, because Tesla, since they're more mature, have a more mature software, where the Fisker is still catching up on that. The Tesla Model Y also have the charging network, which is also very beneficial if you want to utilize that one. And a Tesla is a good idea as well. And then finally, when it comes to luggage space, so having a frunk and also having a large trunk, you should choose the Tesla Model Y. So when it comes to choosing the Fisker Ocean 1, you should choose that one because of the range. That's one thing. If range is really important for you, then you should choose that one. And I know that a lot of people in this transition over into electric cars have this range anxiety, but having a Fisker Ocean 1, I don't really think you should have that, because at least when we look at the range on the paper, this one here has almost a 40% longer range compared to the Tesla Model Y performance. Tesla Model Y performance here in Europe has a range of 513 kilometers on the WLTP standard, whereas the Fisker Ocean 1 has a range of 701, so almost 40% longer range, which is really, really impressive compared to the size of the car. You should also choose this car because it's actually more comfortable driving. I know that's up to each individual. Not, that's my impression of the car, but driven a numerous amount of different cars, Ford, Audi, BMW, I would say this is one of the most comfortable cars when it comes to the suspension and driving abilities it has. And also, this is taken into consideration. It has 22-inch rims. You cannot feel that at all when you drive, and that you can really feel on the Tesla Model Y performance. And then one more thing to also just mention here, which I haven't mentioned in the video, is when you turn the car,